totally and brutally honest here. Sean Corbin makes Valerie Brudov look like Ivan Drago. It's as simple as that. He's beat what's in front of him tonight. He faces me. He's going to visit mental demons again. And let's get something straight. Come to me, mate. You come to me. Next time, ain't no judge is going to be leaders. I'm going to do worse than Kovalev. I am going to do worse than Kovalev.
On Saturday night, mate, you better hold it together. I'm going to smash it near you to pieces, mate. I'm going to hit him. When he gets in the ring and we get 10-ounce gloves on, I'm going to smash his head to bits. I'm going to do it November the 30th against all odds. No matter what people say, the journalists write what you want. All as I'll say is tune back in and then look at me on December the 1st when I am world champion. It's as simple as that.
I'm willing to die in that ring. It's as simple as that. I am willing to die. I'm willing to die, Saturday. Is he? You fucking rat!
Well, let's move on to Bellew of the Week, Sam, shall we? No nominations for you yet, Jason, but the night is still young. One could come in yet, who knows? Might be a shoe-in. Who is going to win? Let's just get them up, shall we? Get it up on a Sunday evening. Shout out to O'Hara Davis, first nomination for him, episode 366, Bellew of the Weeks. We need to dedicate a day to coronavirus every year from now on, like Happy Corona Holidays, says O'Hara Davis. Billy Nelson. Oh, hang on, these are last week's, aren't they? Talking about a nuclear weapon. Sorry, everybody, I think I'm on last week. I haven't deleted the old ones yet.
What deja vu there?
Nomination to Dominic Henry is nominating Carl Froch for calling Gennady Golovkin a wet lettuce when talking about their fight that never happened on Boxing News Online. Joseph Ajayo, THD, PhD, has been nominated. Joseph says, let me be theologically biblical here about China and coronavirus. Communist China government do not know God. That is why their old men are having sexual intercourse with chickens.
Wuhan.
and they disregard Levitical laws and regulations about food. The consequence is coronavirus.
Oh, listen,
Take out those chickens.
Steve,
so we can all go back outside.
We've got the Jason Chupwu nomination. Apparently, according to him, MVP had us shivering because they had us on the ropes at one point.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, fair enough.
He's there with MVP.
Aye.
Oh dear. Yeah, nomination for Chukwu and for Dr. Joseph Ajayo, PhD, THD, for a good one there. El Paul Pavlovich has been nominated by Kaiser Koba, giving his top Mexican boxers of all time. Number 4, Marquez. Number 3, Julio Chavez. Number 2, Canelo. And number 1, naturally, Oscar de la Hoya. I'm sure that's a list shared by many. El Paulovich. Terry Woodfine has nominated Talwar. White would destroy Wilder, absolutely no doubt about it. The reason Wilder dodged him for so long. Tyler Goodjohn, Andy. He's one who's been up to plenty in his post-retirement, taking my frustration of not fighting on April the 4th in BKB out on Alessa Savage. She's really getting the brunt of a primed and ready fighting machine at the moment. Check out how we are self-isolating.
he was tanning the arse off her, by the way. Fucking hell, man. Oh my god. I think she even made a wee appearance in the Fake Taxi Driver as well. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it was,
he thinks, says Andy. Oh, I think it might be her. Yeah, he's like, that's all right, fucking you were.
I did see somebody respond that actually and stuff, but he says to Tyler Goodjohn, says, "There's no fucking way, mate, is your dick touched no size." Fucking hell.
I wonder what his defence to that be like all other fighters. Well, if you didn't do it in front of the camera, then you can't say nothing about I don't know.
7 years at the fucking Paul Smith and him. See his cock, he wouldn't know where to put it. He'd be fumbling about like fucking Steve, what's he doing? The blind cunt. He come.
Wellings.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder. Trying to find the hole, you know. He couldn't even fucking see it.
Grab him by the wrist.
He's too busy going in on that fat fuck McFadden. Oh dear. Next nomination, Dominic Henry, even friend of the pod, is nominating Johnny Nelson, talking on Sky Sports. You might be shocked by this, everybody, but just bear with me. Johnny Nelson says, if you look at it on paper, you have to say the world #1 heavyweight is Anthony Joshua when you're talking about belts. You know, Johnny's spoken, everybody. Johnny's spoken.
Yeah, it's all about the belts.
Has to be Joshua. IBO. He's got the IBO, hasn't he?
Yeah. You give that a lot of credence, you wanker.
Absolutely. Team IBO.
One of the big five. Aye.
One of the big five. Big six, Andy. WBU. Which version are you talking about, though? There's a split in the WBO ranks.
There's a break in the lineage somewhere, in it. It's come out the flames like a phoenix, so that's the only thing.
There's the Dom Moose Lewis version and the German version fighting around each other. Chuck Crew's still going on about MVP for some reason. He's obsessed.
Fucking hell, man.
TMG, watching an old Scott Quay interview recently, he said if Joe Gallagher told him to jump off a bridge, he would. Can't be a Bellew of the Week, says TMG, but deserves a special mention, I think. Yeah, I think it's a Bellew of the Week, why not? Might as well throw it in. Declan Graffin has said, Martin Bacoli, Bellew of the Week, don't think I need to elaborate. Well, I haven't actually seen this, thankfully. A few of the boys are saying in here...
I know what he did.
What did he do?
The idiot has uploaded a video onto his own Twitter account of some grown man abusing like a toddler, like 4 or 5, with a load of angry faces. Obviously, you know, like showing his disgust at it, but then has naturally quickly deleted it when people are saying like, look, what the fuck are you playing at?
What's happened? Like, is the kid getting like physically abused or fucking sexually abused or what?
Well, I didn't see the video, but sexually abused apparently.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man.
I don't know how true that is, but it wasn't great. So he's then put out an apology, but then deleted that seconds after as well. But honestly, what goes through your mind to think, one, when you get that video, you get rid of it immediately, and why the fuck are people sending it on in the first place? And two, what has gone through his head thinking, I'll upload this to my Twitter profile with a load of angry faces and see how that goes. I mean, he's an idiot. He's a fucking clown, and look, naturally fucking disagrees with it, but fuck me. Don't put it on a social media platform. It's an absolute disgusting... He could go to prison for that.
Someone's saying he was at JG saying it's like the worst of the worst.
I didn't see it. I have no idea. I came on yesterday and just saw like basically people talking about Bacoli and things like that. I don't know how true it was. But fuck me, it's not been a great week for Eduardo's fighters.
Even Eddie.
Social media disaster. But I tell you, he could go to prison for that, Bacoli. If he was, if people screenshotted that, if you're caught in possession of videos like that, regardless of whether you've just been, even if you've been sent it, it's still in an act.
Sounds like he's made a bad mistake, doesn't it? Like the big lad's made a bad mistake, hasn't he? I think
it's a fucking enforced mistake though as well. He was in complete control of this. I mean, I just don't get why you'd think of doing that whatsoever.
Alright. Graham Taylor 5 has nominated Joseph again. He's been off on one this week. Big Shaq has been calling out Joseph for Jo, and Joseph responds to him with a picture of himself in the car. You asked me why I was in my car. Concisely, I told you that I took the picture before coronavirus. You came again to attack my person and education. Let me make this clear to you, says Joseph. I never back down in my life when it comes to a fight. Okay, bring it to me. Let's do it. So Joseph is on Twitter calling people out for scraps. Nobody wants that heat. Not at all.
Who next?
Who next? Who next, indeed. Danny Robson has nominated TJ Dehaney. Will O'Callaghan said, just a blip on the road, TJ, as long as the performance is right in the next few fights. And TJ says, cheers, lads. Many of the top-tier greats bounce back from a shock upset loss to move on to bigger and better things. The likes of Alexis Arguello, Arturo Gatti, Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Robinson and Terry Norris, just to name a few. Watch me do the same. Danny's nominated the poor fella for Bellew of the Week.
Jesus Christ.
Alexis
Arguello some good company all the same, TJ.
Go on, Andy.
No, it's okay, mate.
JS Park 10 has nominated Floyd. Marco Villegas tweets out, Floyd Mayweather is giving out tax advice right now, saying there's no law that says you have to pay taxes. Well, Floyd would certainly know about that. Trading Leather Boxing has nominated Conor Benn. He's had a beard transplant, still can't grow one, and now he's completely Wilkinson sworded, his entire head and face. He looks like a cue ball. Ali Palikia has nominated Tyler Goodjohn. His descent into OnlyFans porn is remarkable. Well, you got to pay the bills. Trading Leather Boxing has nominated Tony Bellew. Bellew tweeted out thoughts with Aaron at the Bugsy Malone and his missus and family right now. Trading Leather Boxing says speeding and breaking the lockdown is fine as long as it's one of his mates. Not really sure about that one, what's going on. And they are all the ones I've got, apart from the final one, Andy, which I'm sure you will be delighted to throw in. It's the latest of a litany of crimes from this fella, Billy Joe Saunders. People say it's a joke and whatever, and I'm all about free speech and everything, but he's building up a little rap sheet now, isn't he, Saunders? You can't keep doing this mad shit as private as it was meant to be, then go out and throw a few toilet rolls into a hospital somewhere in a PR offensive. People are going to jump on this. We've seen this before. We've said it before. Tyson Fury, whoever it is, you say things in the press, they're going to jump on you, and Saunders is just time and time again. It's going to affect his career prospects going forward, and big fights, I think.
That's 2 apologies this week he said he'd been forced to make. Now the one that he did yesterday with the domestic violence thing and stuff, I'm no pissed off about it, because I kind of took it as a bit kind of tongue in cheek, but you can see why people are fucking taking offence to it. This is just the culture we live in these days. That aside, the one with the mate getting called off the plane in America, that was bad, man. I mean, I'm not one to fucking say, look, oh, we've all done stupid things. We've done stupid things. We've phoned mates pretending to do this and that, but there's people dying all over the world, right? And you phone an American airline, or your mate is trying to go on a plane from America back to the UK, right? They Yanks do not fuck about. They do not fuck about, especially when it comes to airlines and shit like this, right? And to have your mates tell you to get rid of the fucking telephone that you use to fucking call the airline, that alone tells you the fucking story that you're fucking facing here. Now, that apology came out okay, good and well, you apologise and stuff, but then you've got the instances with the old guy in the street. You've got the situation with pretending to be a copper, which is a criminal offence, by the way, to then have a guy strip search himself in the middle of a fucking motorway. There's other situations in that as well. You're 32 years of age or something like that. Just grow the fuck up. Okay.
Just shut the fuck up.
Well, like a bit of banter.
That's all he has to do. All he has to do is shut the fuck up.
And there's moments when he's actually quite funny to listen to, but he makes it incredibly difficult to support him, because he comes out with some inane, stupid, childish fucking pish that he's fucking forced to defend himself. And I'm sorry, look, I understand he does a lot of help or charity work for kids and stuff, or what I've been told. But then he's had to go away and fucking film himself doing stuff for the NHS at the weekend, doing some sort of PR offensive, right? Just stop
and he's having a fucking absolute nightmare this week. And you're right, like he's like a fucking overgrown child.
He's been forced to delete his Twitter account as well, and he's also even backed up Daniel Kinahan, saying he's a fucking good guy.
He's on Coogan this week doing a Skype or whatever, right? And the first words out of his mouth, like 7 seconds into the interview, he's like talking about masturbation. You're like, man, you're fucking 32, man. Relax, like, would you? We all like a joke and all, but he's always talking about brasses and fucking. He can't go through an interview with a male or female without talking about prostitutes or fucking. He's fucking. No one's not hear that shit, man. Just fucking. Do you know what I mean? All he has to do is shut the fuck up. I said a couple of years ago on the pod, he's becoming in danger of being more famous for the stupid shit that he says outside the ring than what he's doing in the ring. And what's he done since? Beat Lemieux, and that's it. And this shit when he's defending Kinahan and all, you don't see the brain operations he pays for. All right, pal. All right, man. Shut up, like, will you? And then he's going after that whistleblower account and everything on Twitter. What the fuck is he doing? Like, all he has to do is go and train and shut the fuck up. Surely Eddie can fucking say that to him, even Ed. Surely Eddie can fucking get him aside and say, Billy Joe, shut up, man, will you? And just go and train.
Yeah. The one thing it is as well, it's all self-inflicted. It's not as if, you've got reporters digging into his past and things like that, trying to tarnish him. It's week after week. It is all self-inflicted, and he just doesn't learn whatsoever. He never learns. I mean, when he got fucked off making that homeless guy do like a sexual act with somebody and things like that, you think he would have learned then. He was fined. He was threatened with the police, not that he really cares. The promoters got hold of him and things like that. And he just doesn't. And as I say, and then it was typical how convenient that he was doing his NHS drop-off. That, just the day after he's had to issue another apology. And I get the video was, tongue-in-cheek, about blokes being, shacked up at home and can't escape the wives and stuff like that. But for a guy in his, level of profile, you simply cannot do that. Someone can do that.
He doesn't give a fuck. But he doesn't give a fuck. There's a WhatsApp video captured on YouTube of him going around where there's a man after ringing him up, and wanting to basically say to him, a guy from the travelling community say to him, like, just Billy Joe, just tell me you didn't sleep with me missus, like. And he's like, I can't tell a lie. I bent your missus over this, that, and the third. Like, he's just fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Didn't want the woman or whatever. Then he's going breaking up the fucking family for the crack, like.
The longer this delay happens, that Canelo fight is going further and further away from him.
He'll never get it.
Yeah, you think Canelo wants to be associated with somebody like this getting in a ring with him? No chance. They've got a long list of fighters who will go into the ring with Canelo, and you think they're going to want to go and put Billy Joe Saunders in the limelight? Because you Google his name now, and what comes up? It's nothing about what he's done in the ring. It's everything about what he's done outside of the ring, and that is not a good look. And sadly, he has got bags of talent, and if he concentrated on what he did in the ring as to what he did outside of the ring, where he dicks around and, he's had everybody on Twitter, like, oh, he's a nice guy and people make mistakes and things like that. This isn't one mistake. This is probably mistake number 10, 11, 12. And as I say, when you were in that public limelight, you cannot escape it.
See that audio? See the audio that came out with him talking about his mate getting done off the plane and his mate responding to him? Where did that come from again? Was that off IG or something like that?
It was sent on WhatsApp, that. And he came out saying, he was concerned.
How did he get on WhatsApp then? It must have been a recording of some sort, because someone must have recorded that and snipped it.
He sent the voice notes to his mate or something like that, and his mate's come back saying, like, we're in deep trouble and things like that. But that's what I mean. He came out in his statement and said,
someone's leaked it, like, haven't they? Someone's forwarded it out.
Yeah, someone's forwarded it.
Yeah, but what you heard from him wasn't actually him making the call, was it? It was like him reacting to it and his mate voice messaging him back.
Yeah, he's voice messaging his mate saying, man, like, I'm forgetting the boys and blah, blah, blah.
If I am Josh Taylor, I pack my bags, I leave Ben Davidson before we even had a fight, and I get as far away from Billy Joe Saunders as you can, because it's fighters like him who can drag other people down. Now, Taylor can do what he wants in this sport. He can go as far as he wants. But influences like that in the gym and things like that, he should be walking away, in my opinion. Otherwise, you get dragged down with people like that you've seen in pictures, wrong place at the wrong time and things like that. Kid Galahad did it. I think Kid Galahad was in the car when they were taking the piss out of what's it called, out of the guy, where they were offering money to go and do stuff. But it's things like that, you just need to get away from him and stay clear.
Even Eddie.
Any more boys you want to throw in before the evening finished? Go on, Andrew.
I've got one, mate. One for Mikey Garcia. So he's out about bitching here, claiming that it's almost impossible for him to get a title fight at £140. Right? This is the fucking guy who vacated a £140 belt rather than face Ivan Baranchyk as a mandatory. Went back down to 135 to beat Robert Easter Jr. Didn't want to hang about for Loma at 135. Goes to 147 and does absolutely square root of fuck all against Errol Spence. And now he's about bitching about the fucking political landscape and the politics and the business at 140. Well, I'm sorry, man. You better start fucking reaching out to people and start, build some bridges with Top Rank if you want to fight at £140. I'm fucking sick of your little fucking business fucking acumen and the fucking pish fights and performances that you're putting on. I'm fucking sick of it. Now, go back down to 135 and fight Loma. Right, or go down to 140, pay your sanction fees, get yourself ranked with the fucking with the ABCs if you want to, and then get yourself in line for a fucking title fight. Right, stop fucking bitching that nobody will fucking fight you at £140 when you're all so happy to go to 147 for Spence and for Jesse fucking Vargas. It suits you when it fucking suits you, alright? So stop fucking whining and get back in the ring when you get a chance. So Mikey Garcia for me.
Mikey Garcia, absolutely. Ozzy, any nominations from you?
All nominations, and Billy Joe Saunders has my vote.
Roberto, who you got? Nominations first of all, please.
Got E.C. Smith, got the LBDC guys, or is that what they're called? The LBDC. he got them beautifully this week because Ishe did a video dispelling the Glovegate myth. You know, tried on 20 pairs of gloves and basically said, try anybody to try a punch like that. It's impossible. Like, this guy's talking complete nonsense. And then exposed him over the Ice Cube No Vaseline song with a little video montage about him, his earlier days where he wasn't really as black and as militant as he says. Like, I got time.
He was running for office, wasn't he? T Street's done a big expose on that as well.
Yeah. So that was pretty good. Coogan, man. Use your platform better, dude. Evening, Coogan. Use your platform better. You have access to all these fighters. All you're doing is these lazy fucking phone calls. Set up a few fucking conference calls. Hype a few fights. Do something. I don't want to see fucking Eddie Hearn's IG fucking live Chris Eubank impression for the 144th time, man. I don't want to hear what fucking Tyson Fury said when he had hair. Fucking use your platform a bit better. Like, we fucking
they're all at it. They're all skipping the barrel. They're all nicking IG videos and stuff like that. Sticking it on YouTube.
It's cheap, man. Use your platform better. Try and see. Do you know what it is? With a lot of them, they don't know anything about fucking boxing anyway. So all the fucking fighters do all the work for them because they just get him in front of a camera, ask them a few generic questions. Now they're fucking separate the men from the boys. Come up with some fucking decent content.
You're a hater.
It's got to be Billy Joel, like, hasn't it? You can't really overlook that. Like, he's had an absolute stinker this week with the like. Again, I didn't read it too much into the thing that fellas do talk like that, but you have to be conscious when, you know, and there's no malice in it, and I'm not defending that, but that's just part of fucking male patter. You understand it, like locker room talk or whatever you call it. Not excusing it, obviously, but like a guy with his profile, you just cannot seem to be saying that kind of stuff on camera. Then the whole defending the NTK situation, that is what it is. I don't really personally care about it. It's not my job to catch him, but you know, he's not doing himself any favors by drawing more attention to that relationship, and then his NHS water thing, and then his fucking coronavirus episode. He's just waiting for him to do something in the ring, like, and we'd be waiting. So you got to put, you know, in times like this, you have to give credit to the likes of Adrian Broner and Billy Joe Saunders because they're keeping us going for content anyway, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll probably go for Billy Joe as well. Although it was a strong one from Joseph Ajao. I think the Bacoli one,
and Bacoli was pretty.
That's one of them ones that transcends Bellew of the Week almost for me.
You don't even want to fucking draw attention to that.
It's a bit much.
Like,
I remember a few years ago someone was sending one in from this girl and she clearly had like special needs or something, and then one's sort of, I don't know, man, I don't really like touching them as much. It's a bit sort of, there's Bellew of the Week and then there's like next level shit, man. You know, you can go and debate that on Twitter. I think Bacoli, we'll leave him to one
late
side.
Nomination, Steve. A late nomination for Jason Chuckwoo saying that he accepted a cigar for Coogan. The old pink cigar, you know.
It was dark. He has regrets.
I mean, I know the situation driving us mental on that, you know, keeping us locked in on that, but, you know, to start spitting out, you know, confessions and stuff like that. Come on, Jason. You have self-respect for yourself. Keep it under wraps. I don't want to know about you smoking fucking Coogan's cigar. Come on.
Oh, Jason, he's had a mare tonight. We still love him, though.
He's
coming off with nonsense. He's a good guy.
I fell asleep.
Right, anything else, boys?
Was alright.
Who won tonight? Saunders? I'd say everyone was Saunders, didn't they?
Saunders,
yeah, it's got to be Saunders, isn't it?
He got the big four eventually, anyway.